Hi, I'm John Wolf. I'd like to propose a new service for Google that not only could make money, but would build on existing Google services. But most importantly, it would solve problems for people and they would love using this service. Like me, maybe you just moved from Los Angeles to the New York area, but you don't know anything about the neighborhood or its character. You don't know whether there's stores, restaurants, schools. Right now, Google makes finding your grocery store really easy, right? You just type in grocery store, Stanford. But what if I wanted to know what was next to the grocery store? What else was around it? Maybe I need a locksmith or a place to park. Or maybe I just want to find a donut. Or maybe I need a dry cleaner. You know what I wish I could do? I wish I could click on each and every single one of these buildings and have it give me information about who's there and what products and services they offer. In other words, what if Google was populated with information on each and every single individual address? You could click on things and see, oh, look here, honey. A bank just opened in our neighborhood. And over here we have that takeout food you raved about. Or that this one here was a beauty salon. Google World could even help you find a place to live. And like a good real estate agent, it could help you assess the quality of a neighborhood. You would have Google World. Google World would be a map-like representation of the real world in real time, with factual as well as qualitative information that would be innovatively and easily accessible. Picture being able to search this map for any item, any event, in any specific area, and getting the results page on a map. You wouldn't just search for information. You could search a date. You could search a neighborhood. You could search for a specific quality, or maybe a specific thing like Napoleon's in Harlem. Google World will lead you to They Have Decided. Or you could find this specialty trade store by searching on aubergines. How is this different from City Search? Sites like these give you a few links, but they're not comprehensive or complete. They're not organized to serve users first, the way Google is. And the best part is, this would all be user-generated content. Harnessing the democracy of the internet, the residents of Google World would manage and input their own content. Businesses would have a huge incentive to participate because they would get great exposure to Google traffic and they'd also get great customer reviews. Come on, why would anybody bother to input any information? Well, that is a good question. But before I answer it, let me give you a couple examples for how Google World could work. I'm just getting warmed up. But what if my rock band had a gig? I could post it on Google World. And anyone who was looking for something to do in Stanford on a Friday night could see that my band was playing at the Seaside Tavern. $5 cover charge, great beer on tap. And from out of town tonight and looking for something to do, you search Google World, not only will you find my gig at the Seaside Tavern, but you'll find the poetry slam at the coffee shop, or the author reading at the bookstore, maybe even the art opening. Maybe you just want dinner and a movie, but the point is, all this information will be available right at your fingertips. Let's say you organize some kind of volunteer event, like for a presidential candidate. You could post your event on Google World, and people you've never even met before could find it, could link right to it, map directions and all. It would be great. Now, my wife would probably prefer to do some kind of dog adoption event with rescue dogs. But let's say you just wanted to go vote. The Board of Elections could post all the polling locations on Google World, and you would know where to go and what the times were. You could even get candidate information. What if you were starting a business? Google World could help you learn that this is the perfect location. Wouldn't it be cool if the city could just post roadblock and closures right on Google World? The uses and benefits are limitless. I can get all this on the internet already. Why do I need Google World? Because Google World would organize far more information, but in a much cleaner and easier to use way than a typical internet search. By placing factual and qualitative information on a map-like interface, Google World would be providing a lot of information to people, but in a very easy to use, fast, and innovative way. It would take years to manage and input all that content. Google would only need to provide the map infrastructure. The users of Google would generate the content for Google World. It's scalable precisely because it employs user-generated content. You still haven't explained why people like me would bother to put in any of that information. Well, that's true. People would need a compelling reason to participate in Google World. But that's where idea number 2 comes in. I call it Google Points. Like a frequent flyer mile program or a loyalty program where you earn points for spending money, Google Points would be very similar. For participating and using Google World, maybe even other Google products, people would earn and accumulate Google Points. So why do I want these points and what do I get for them? Here's where it gets fun. You would redeem Google Points for charitable donations. That's right. You would literally be financing random acts of kindness. For example, planting a tree in the rainforest might cost you, say, 2,500 Google Points. Vaccinating a child in Africa against smallpox might cost you, say, 100 Google Points. Purchasing books for a literacy project is 1,000 Google Points. But in any case, the number of options would be limitless. The charitable partners would post the individual acts online with the required number of points to redeem them. Then you can pick and choose which ones you wanted to support. The charitable partners would be competing for your points. See, now here's the really cool part. You could post your own charitable event on Google World and people could fund your charity. Let's say you want to raise money for that breast cancer run, or let's say you want to have new uniforms for your kids' sports team. You could post it and ask people to help you out. Well, those are a couple ideas I have, so thanks for your consideration and thanks for watching.